Hey guys, welcome back. This is episode 22 of Radio Xtreme, and we're finally changing it up. It's been on hiatus for about almost 2 months, but we're going to start doing our Radio Xtreme podcast through YouTube instead, so it will be a video cast from now on. So to kick off our new style of podcasting, what we will discuss is pretty much a recap of some of the GamesCom stuff that's been going on this week.
Yeah.
And personally, I've been finding out that GamesCom has been more important than E3. It's been bigger than E3, in my opinion. A lot
more information was given out.
Like we look at EA's conference, and I mean, they showed off SSX with the online features, which is sounding brilliant. Check out the article I covered on that. Battlefield 3's co-op is looking excellent.
Yeah,
and that was all PS3 footage, and the graphics were extremely pleasing.
Right.
There should be no worry about how it's looking on the PS3 in the very least. There was no footage yet of the 360 version, but chances are, if they're doing PS3 version as the main console to show it off on, besides the PC, the conversion to 360 shouldn't be an issue at all. So there shouldn't be any qualms with that.
They're doing it the right way.
They're doing it the right way.
Mass Effect 3.
You want to take over that?
Well, yeah, I mean, compared to the other games, I think the least was shown for Mass Effect 3, but the title says it all. I mean, you saw a video just showing how your squad's going to work even more, in-depth-wise. There's a lot of talk about the female Shepard character now, I guess, because I guess a lot of people are wanting that. But more importantly is the gameplay footage. It's just one of those titles. I really can't talk about too long or you get too excited for it, at least for me. But it was nice to see more footage of it.
Yeah.
A follow-up to back in June with E3, so I was glad to see that as well.
Yeah, I mean, with the FemShep voting that's going on currently on the Mass Effect Facebook page,
right?
Our staff member, August9, actually wrote an article, mentioning the round 2 voting for it, and linked it to the Facebook page. And we finally got a vote for what the default FemShep will look like.
Right.
Now we just need to vote on the hair color.
Yeah.
So there's the dark hair, blonde, and red hair. Right now, I think the red hair vote is winning by over 5,000 votes.
Yeah.
And it's the black hair version is trailing behind that, and then obviously blonde in last.
Right.
I voted for dark hair. That's just my opinion. But we'll see what happens. I mean, it's BioWare. They usually give you that customization with the character, so I don't see why all 3 versions just wouldn't be there. They just need a box art as a default design.
That's what it is. Yeah.
So, but still very cool. Mass Effect 3 is looking really intriguing. I mean, there's no question about it. BioWare looks like they're going to really end off the whole trilogy on a big bang.
Yeah, absolutely.
On top of that, Sony announced the price drop for the PS3 down to $249. And R17 wrote an article about how now the PS3 and the PlayStation Vita are going to be a similar price.
Right.
So definitely check that out and give it a good read.
Yeah, let me know, you guys know. Make sure you read it.
Yeah, make sure you read that.
Read it, not just
literally
the title.
line by line.
Yeah.
But then the other stuff which was announced was Infamous 2, Festival of Blood, which is a downloadable pack for Infamous 2 coming out in October.
Right.
And it's a Halloween-themed pack, very similar to how Red Dead did the Undead Nightmare.
Last year.
Yes.
Reminded you of Dead Nation, right?
The Red Dead Undead Nightmare pack.
Yeah, excuse me.
But what's interesting is that you actually don't need Infamous 2 to play this. It's actually a standalone game on the PlayStation Network when it is released later on in October.
Right.
And the storyline is pretty much you're a numero still, and Cole gets bit by a vampire, and he's starting to turn into one, and the whole city's in ruin, and you have one night to take out the head of the vampires to actually cure Cole.
Pretty interesting. I mean, increase the lifespan of the game. I mean, it did come out a couple of months ago. I'm sure a lot of people already beat it. If they didn't play it already, this will, it's an incentive to go back and play it.
Absolutely. So there's that coming out in October. Very exciting news. And then there's some other things that we've been checking out. I mean, there's Uncharted 3. They showed a new trailer. I have that posted on the site. If you haven't seen it yet, go see it. It's an excellent trailer. It's really looking like a stunning game.
Yeah, showing off a big action sequence in that trailer.
Yeah, there's just no question that Uncharted 3 is going to be an outstanding game. It's Naughty Dog. They're the one developer that I have more faith in than any other developer out there.
Right.
And then on top of that, Ninja Gaiden 3, they just announced that there's going to be full PlayStation Move support.
Right.
So you'll be able to actually slice, dice, and rip apart your enemies with the sword with the PlayStation Move. And since Ninja Gaiden 3's emphasis is on actually ripping apart the guts of your enemies, I think the PlayStation Move support is actually a really cool idea.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'll actually wave around the move like I'm handling the sword, and I'd have fun with it. Yeah. I'll just have the shades closed so nobody's looking at me like I'm crazy or anything like that. But yeah, that's going to be I'm very excited to see that they're actually integrating that.
Yeah.
On top of that, they said Ninja Gaiden 3 officially will have co-op and a competitive mode. It's just not known how they'll go about doing it, but they said it will be a unique feel. They said the co-op each player will be utilizing different weapons compared to the campaign mode. And then the competitive is still kind of like a hush-hush type of thing.
Yeah.
But we'll kind of have to see what happens when we get closer to that release date. As of right now, the tentative release date is February 28th of 2012. Yeah. So we'll see more on that as we get closer to that.
It'll be there soon enough, that's for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then what else was actually...
Well, basically, I was kind of excited. There was a lot of Silent Hill stuff. Konami definitely showed off a lot of stuff. And don't forget, it's kind of a three-pronged thing with Konami because we have Silent Hill, the HD collection. You have Silent Hill Downpour getting released this year. And next year, rumored is Silent Hill Book of Memories, which they just released videos on this week. That's a whole nother story. But,
I'm sorry I gotta laugh. It just looked really questionable.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's get to that now. But
let's just get to that now.
Silent Hill Book of Memories was being developed for the PSP Vita. I was really interested in it, but again, I hadn't seen a screenshot nor a video of it until this week. And after seeing it, I could easily say anyone who's a true Silent Hill fan from day one. These aren't people who, basically were kind of interested in the series, never got into a true Silent Hill fan. I can't imagine that they would fathom seeing the video I just saw and think it looks great, amazing, or even acceptable to be called a Silent Hill game. The title should have been something different and it would be fine. Because, the gameplay looks fun, but it has no connection to Silent Hill other than they're making the levels look somewhat like it, and they supposedly going to throw in a Pyramid Head, which is supposed to make the fans happy.
Which, I'm sorry, that seems like a really...
Yeah, let me explain because I'm probably not explaining it enough. The video I saw was kind of a top-down angle view, almost like a GTA Chinatown Wars almost.
I would say the best thing to compare Silent Hill to is Dead Nation. It looks like a portable Dead Nation. And
mixed with Left 4 Dead. You're going to
mixed with
play
Left 4 Dead.
All different type of characters. They were showing off the characters. One looks like a hooker. One looks like an ex-military guy. One looks like the plain Dissy girl. It's like a cast of, you think, where did this come from? And people have shotguns, rocket launchers, machine guns.
Remember the time we had a rocket launcher at Silent Hill?
Yeah.
I used that in Homecoming, right?
I'm still trying to remember the time I actually had a semi-automatic shotgun in Silent Hill. God knows this Silent Hill was never a game known for weapons. And if you did, you got 3 or 4 weapons. None of them were automatic, that's for sure. And if they were, it was just 1 or 2. But the point being, you're getting points for killing enemies that are popping up like an old arcade-ish title. And there's waves of monsters coming at you. And it just, bottom line is, it's a disgrace to Silent Hill fans as of now. Unless something's going to change, but as of now, very disappointed with that. I'm not going to lie, and I hope a lot of other Silent Hill fans will be. For the other people who don't care about Silent Hill, that might look like a fun game because you just shoot a bunch of monsters and go in different rooms. Mindless fun. Yeah.
So bottom line is, if you're not a Silent Hill fan and you like games like Dead Nation, which is an excellent game, and if you haven't played that yet on the PlayStation Network, I strongly recommend getting that. Then it's a great portable title to have, something along those lines.
Right.
But if you're expecting a full-fledged Silent Hill experience, this is already not looking like that.
Even a half-fledged Silent Hill game, it's not even close to it. I'd recommend Silent Hill Shattered Memories for the Wii.
Absolutely.
If you wanted a different Silent Hill experience, Shattered Memories for the Wii. Excellent.
Between that, and then honestly, even Homecoming, which a lot of people still never played.
Homecoming is a full.
Which was actually, I thought was actually a really good. That was the Silent Hill that got me into the series.
Yeah.
And now I'm actually really excited to get the HD collection.
Yeah. But it's not all negative news with Silent Hill.
No, absolutely not.
There are some, disagreements about the HD collection because of the voice acting. I heard the soundtrack might change. Me personally, I'll be upset if the soundtrack changes. The voice changing, I'm upset, but I could live with it. I heard the video. It's not horrible. Definitely not people making it sound like where it was, a throwback to the old days of Japanese voice acting.
They made it sound like it was the Resident Evil 1 for the PS1 days.
Right,
which that's pretty abysmal.
Yeah, no, there was no comparison to that. It is a disappointment if you're a true fan of Silent Hill 2 and the soundtrack, but other than that, I'm still looking forward to the visuals. I'm still looking forward to just all the little new things about it. And of course, Silent Hill Downpour, which is mostly excited for. This is going to be the true next-gen Silent Hill. I think Homecoming was like that early next-gen Silent Hill. This is going to use the power of the PS3 360, and we're going to just see a Silent Hill like a vision and nightmares we couldn't see capable, a couple years ago.
Right.
So that I'm most excited for. HD collection, absolutely. Book of Memories, as of this point, no. And so we did see a lot of that, and we also found out the Silent Hill HD collection, which was originally stated by Konami as an exclusive for PS3, is now coming to the 360 after a lot of fans were angered about that. So they are making it for both systems now, so that did change, so that's good. Both people get to play it now. And other than that, from Gamescom, I mean, Battlefield, Silent Hill, you also...
There's definitely a good amount to cover at Gamescom.
Absolutely.
I mean, these are the ones that stuck out the most, in our opinion.
Yeah.
And then just quickly to get into a hands-on, I currently am playing Shaddai, Ascension of the Metatron, and expect a review for it once the game is complete within the next week. But it's definitely, so far from what I'm playing, a very unique game in a sense where the visual style is just absolutely beautiful. Right. It's a brilliant, beautifully designed game. Combat is down to pretty much a one-button combat system, but it has enough complexity to it that it doesn't make it feel like, too repetitive. It actually has a little bit of thought put into it. It's from one of the designers of Devil May Cry, so you could definitely see some of the relation to it. The game is kind of interesting because it's an action-adventure, Devil May Cry type of game, and it's not exactly a challenging game from what I played so far, because anytime you do die, if you just keep rapidly button pressing L1, R1, square and X, because I'm playing it on the PS3, you keep pressing that and you'll just come back to life, no problem. But based on what I'm playing so far, it's just a quick hands-on. Like I said, I'm just quickly telling you based on what I've seen within the 40 minutes I put into it. It's definitely something pretty fresh. It's a very nice-looking game. I can't stress that enough. The story it's definitely very biblical. In a sense, it's dealing with God and stuff like that, along that mythology in a sense. And like I said, expect a review for it later on in the week. Right now that's just the current game I'm playing through, and it's definitely an interesting game for those who are just even interested in it. I would say if you have GameFly or you go to Redbox to rent your games, definitely make sure you get along to that. So far from what I've seen, it's really pretty neat. If you are expecting to buy the game, maybe you want to wait off. It's your opinion. If you were really looking forward to the game, then obviously I would say, as I always say to people, buy a game if you're really looking forward to it, despite reviews. Because the reviews are just nothing more than our own opinions. Right. They just kind of help guide you to, if you think it's something along your lines. Right. So, but that will wrap it up for, our return to podcasting. Like I said, it's been a long time, but we're going to get back to doing this. It's going to be bi-weekly, so expect one episode at least every 2 weeks. I mean, we might even do one every week. It depends. It depends on what's going on in the news world, but at the very most, you have to wait only about 2 weeks for each episode.
Absolutely.
So until then, guys, get Xtreme. By that, I mean go on the site, click on the email subscription, make sure to enter in your email address, hit Get Xtreme on there. That means you'll actually get emailed the moment that we get new posts on the site. Right. So you'll be up to date with every news article that we write. Absolutely. Every review, every editorial, everything you need, your one-stop shop. Right. So, again, guys, this is Glacier928.
R17.
Signing out.
30.